6.5 years. I pastored for a number of years. And then I came to Israel in 2001 for only 5 days, if you can imagine. Only 5 days. And it completely changed my life. In fact, here's what was interesting about this. I candidated at the Leicester Mennonite Brethren Church the weekend before 9/11. The Labor Day weekend, September 2001. A few days later, the towers fell. A couple months later, they voted me in to be pastor, but I hadn't moved yet to Leicester. I had gone to Israel in December. I moved to Leicester in January. So September, December, January. I told the church in January, the pastor you hired in September, he doesn't exist. He's changed. And boy, have I changed. I had a thimble full then, now I've got a bucket. I hope it's all good. Most of the people appreciate what I share. So why am I a Zionist? Here's why. The scriptures have not changed. My understanding of the scriptures has changed. In Ephesians chapter 2, it says this, verse 11, "Therefore, remember that you who are Gentiles by birth and called uncircumcised by those who call themselves the circumcision, that done in the body by the hands of men, remember that at that time you were separate from Christ, from Messiah. You were excluded from citizenship in Israel. And you were foreigners to the covenants of promise, without hope and without God in the world." Now listen, "But now, in Messiah Jesus, you who once were far away have been brought near through the blood of Christ, for he himself is our peace, who has made the two one and has destroyed the barrier, the dividing wall of hostility." And so I begin to understand that God has a plan. He has an intention, and that intention is to join the Jew and the Gentile together as one in Messiah, one in Mashiach. And I want to be part of that. So we come over here real quickly to Romans chapter 11, verse 17. It says this: "If some of the branches have been broken off, and you, though a wild olive shoot," referring to the Gentiles, "have been grafted in among the others, and now share in the nourishing sap from the olive root, do not boast over those branches. If you do, consider this: you do not support the root supports you." So why do I stand for Israel? It's not a perfect country. They're not a perfect people. Neither is America. Real quick, number one, I support Israel theologically. I recognize that it's through the Jewish Messiah that I have been grafted in. Number two, I support Israel because of the moral similarity they have with the Western values of the United States. They value life among all things. Remember what Boaz said: there's only a couple of commandments that we can never break. One of them is to commit murder. And the other, and it's true for us too, by the way, is to bow down to a false god. We will die first. We will become martyrs. You cannot force me to kill someone in murder, and you cannot force me to bow down. We share the same value for life. By the way, and it pains me to say this, being a Marine, the Israeli Defense Forces is the most moral army on the planet. And the United States is number two. I'm going to put Canada in there. We share the same values. But Israel, when they have to attack a target, especially in the Gaza Strip, they first of all, they get on the cell phones. They have everybody's cell phone number in the Gaza Strip. And they call them and they say, "Look, we've targeted this house. You've got 6 hours to clear the area." Then they come in knowing that they're exposed, and they will drop a dummy bomb, a marker, on top of the roof of that house with a big bang. It doesn't do any destruction. It's just a loud noise to remind everyone the building's going down. And an hour later, the bomb is dropped. Hamas comes and brings the women and the children to the house so they can get it on the cameras. Israel will never do that. They're a moral army. Number three, I stand with Israel for the legal reason that they own the land legally. David's deed gives them the Temple Mount, and that's really the epicenter of it all. Legally also, you have the United Nations gave the partition half to the Jews and half to the Arabs. And then there was a big war, and to some degree the Arabs lost, and they lost some of the land. That happens all over the world. Legally, in a court of law, they own the land. Number 4, political reasons. Shared values. Politically, Israel and the United States, they share a similar value system politically. Number 5, prophetically. I support Israel because of the prophecies that have been fulfilled, are being fulfilled, and have yet to be fulfilled. If you want to understand what God is doing, keep an eye on Israel. Okay? It's by the way, I wish Boaz was here, it's the canary in the mine shaft. What happens to Israel will happen to the church. If they do it to the Jews, they will do it to the Christians. Number 6, I just have 2 more. The archaeological reason, Israel preserves access to the sites. If it ever switches ownership, chances are people will be excluded. Okay? By the way, Islam